Let's see. Okay, let's look on here and see. Yeah, it looks like. Let's see. All right. Now I got my live stream over there, and it's out of the way so I can actually see the timer. Hi, everyone. It's me, Sailor Moon. Meese. It's me, Sailor Moon. Serena here. And I'm doing a YouTube live stream. Um, yeah. And I know, let me just get into it about hi. Oh, the first time I actually had someone say hi to me right off the front on my YouTube live stream. So, thank you for coming in. So, first thing I want to talk about is so when you do a YouTube live stream and some of the big folks on there, they're into podcasts. But what's a podcast? But a live stream. You know, I can call it whatever I want to call it. So I know that unless you actually go through and set a time for everyone to come on, you're not going to get a big shift out. And first off, there's all these unlike time steads, and so I can never match up with everyone's time stead. And everyone's always busy and ifing, so even if you do set a time to do a YouTube live stream, you never know if it's a good time or not. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about here is that, and I talked about this a lot on my YouTube, on my uploads and my live streams, and I guess in my Google Hangout back in the day when I did do those. But I only did the Google Hangout only so I could get my films up there until I could do the uploads again. So, the hatred of the English offshoot. I mean, when you stop to think of it, it's like sad. I mean, you got Deke and Pioneer, and everyone hated. Well, not everyone, but a lot of Sailor Moon followers out there either hate it or don't hate it. Either they're bitching and scathing it for all kinds of things that you wouldn't think folks would bitch about, but they do. They bitch about South Hood, Sal's names being shifted. Why are they not? Why did they shift from doing Don Landis borrowed names to either Latin or Greek borrowed names or French borrowed names? Why are they shifting their strike and hits names all the time? Then, if they weren't bitching about that, then they would bitch about the show playing or the word playing. Oh, they don't speak the way I think those Souths would speak like, you know, and on and on and on. I mean, it's sad. I mean, on and on and on. And then it also bitch about, oh, well, about how some things were cleaned out, about how they didn't get to see they didn't, about how some stuff in the fights were cleaned out, you know, and other things. Oh, it was besmirched, this and that. Well, at the end of the day, I don't think it was besmirched. All right? See, when I think of Sailor Moon, I always think of the Deke offshoot and also the Pioneer offshoot before I even think of the Toei offshoot or the Viz one. And a lot of folks like to onlook the Viz offshoot. They're like, oh, well, that's what we should have gotten back in the day. Well, good for you, Den. You know, if you like the Viz offshoot, good for you. You know, but keep in mind, if it wasn't for the Deke and the Pioneer stuff and folks wanting to see Sailor Moon again, you wouldn't have gotten the Viz stuff if there wasn't that going around. You know? So yeah, I'm not making it up. I mean, there is this hatred or on dislike, I guess this hatred of the Sailor Moon's English offshoot, you know. And a lot of these folks who hated it, well, a lot of these folks didn't even know what Sailor Moon was back in the day. All right, so back in between 95 YL, if you were living in the settled land in the Wanted Reichs, you would hear about Sailor Moon, but you never saw Sailor Moon. And very few folks spoke more than one speech. So, let's say August comes around, September comes around, and you're either watching WB or UPN or Fox, one of the three, and then you see Sailor Moon. You think these folks got mad at it right away and bitched about it? Hell, they didn't even know what they were watching. It was years later when they probably went to the book house, or when they were in the Learn, or when they got their own first Reckoner. Then I looked up Sailor Moon and said, oh, so that's where it came from. I love this offshoot. Fuck the Deacon Cloverway and Pioneer. You know, that's probably where it came from. You know. So, but I just want to, put that out there that probably anyone who apparently likes the English offshoot of Sailor Moon, D, Pioneer, whatever you want to call it, you're either seen as a black sheep of the Sailor Moon followership, but not by everyone. Not everyone has this belief, but there are some out there who do. You know? And it also seems to be this other sad ongoing when it comes to Sailor Moon, all right? Like, the Sailor Moon followership on YouTube has big and small followers, right? Well, some of the big ones tend to be the ones that tend to have buy every Sailor Moon thing there is. They know everything about Sailor Moon. They bought every Sailor Moon thing there is. Oh, they don't want to play with the Sailor Moon shit. They just want to show it off in their room, And they act like they're too, and some of them play as if they're too good for the other Sailor Moon followers out there. Like Sailor Moon for Life or Sailor Moon Jacob out there. They probably go, oh no, we can't, that's bad. You're actually show playing as Sailor Moon. Yeah. Some of them actually believe if you're show playing with the dolls, they want nothing to do with you. And there's some out there that even put down folks who like to show play as the South too. Yeah. Now, not all of them think this way, but a lot of them do, and a lot of them, it's into see. A lot of them might look and say, "Oh well, you don't got a big Sailor Moon doll gathering." Yeah, because I got into Sailor Moon years too late. And by the time I could start getting the stuff, a lot of stuff was no longer being made. And I don't have all the gout on me to go buy every Sailor Moon thing out there because they're worth way too much. So it is what it is. But at least I do one thing those big ones will never do or frightened to do. Be like me right here. So it is what it is. And I know that it's been many years since the haters and the bullshit that I went through. But everyone asks, why do I do this? Like, why do we come on and do this? All right. In 2008 YL, in 2008 YL, you did have your show players. Folks who went out and show played. And they did their films and their whatever, their follower films, what you want to call them, and whatever, little whatever showings. And that was it. It didn't have anyone doing it with the dolls. So I thought, why not do something that's not been done, at least in a Sailor Moon followership? And over the time, it did catch on. Yeah, it did. And I got a lot of hate for it. Haters would always come on and they would always say mean things. They would make up stuff. Then, they would, then there was the false telling. There was the hacking, the fake telling, and all that stuff, which led to many of our Sailor Moon followers, Sailor Moon fairways being gone. Sailor Moon Red, Sailor Moon Red 1, Sailor Moon's Best 1, Sailor Moon's Best 2, Sailor Moon on Tube, Sailor Moon YouTube, Sailor Moon 1, 2, 3, 4, and led to Sailor Moon Tube 11, which became Sailor Moon for Life, which I think is a more greater name. And last year, Sailor Moon Jacob came along, and he started doing what I did. Well, yeah, he actually called me out once. Well, no, I mean how do I say this? He actually, reached out to me is what I should say. He did. And he asked me to do a shout out for him, which I did. And it has been like that. Now, he's not doing his films right now. He's on a break, whatever's going on. He'll be back soon. Now, he does what I do, but he does it in a way that I can't do. Like, I can't go out of my house. I can't leave my room because a web shooter has to be in the reckoner. He's skilled the whole film shifting tools, and I'm not good at skilling any of them. So I like to think that if it wasn't for me, others out there wouldn't have been that bold and fearless to do it. And yes, we get back to the haters out there who fought that they would say mean things, make up stuff, mean films, mean words on the film, all that stuff. And why did that happen? Still to this day, don't know. But that was the everyday thing from 2008 YL to 23rd, 23 between 23rd between and 23rd between YL. That was what was going on. So at the end of the day, and what I used to do is I used to respond. I used to speak back to them. Yeah, I used to scave them and stand up to them and tell them they were wrong about what they were saying, what they were doing. But all this would do was just give them more grounds to make more mean films, write more mean things on the films and on the fairway. So I just said, if I can't run and lead myself, is the only one I have run and lead over at the end of the day. So I chose to stop dealing with them. Yeah, I don't watch their films. I don't read their words. I hush them. I lock them. That's the end. That's the end of it. So, and I have been on YouTube since 2008 YL, at least for reckoning. You're probably going to wonder if anyone else is going to, if I have anybody else on a YouTube live stream. I don't know. I have to think about that. So, all right. So let's get into another thing about the Sailor Moon. So many folks here. Am I crooked? I don't know. Hey, I like Sailor Moon. Thank you both. So here's another thing some folks might want to know. It said, I don't even know what that show is, to be earnest with you. If it's some drawing film or some live drawing show, I don't know. The answer would probably be no, because I don't know it. It must be some live drawing, some drawing film or some live drawing show. Which at the end of the day, I don't know it. So forgive me. And I know a lot of you folks out there probably think all the Sailor Moon dolls you see, and you probably think, oh, they all came from eBay. No. A lot of them came from Amazon, believe it or not. I came from Amazon, Tuxedo Max, Sailor Moon, Sailor Mercury, uh, Sailor Mars. They all came from Amazon. The small Queen BERYL, that was Amazon. Ruvius and King and Dim and Young, I should say King Darien, Amazon. Sarah Pluto came from Omen Boy, one of my friends on YouTube. Same thing with Big Queen BERYL. Same thing with the plus Sailor Moon and the plus King Darien. The only one, Sailor Venus, came from the Salvation Army, the helping fighting arm, and Sailor Neptune was the only one that came from eBay. Molly and Kingling Darien, they came from Amazon. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Sailor Mini Moon came from some website called Anime Toys or Drawing Film Toys, which I don't even know if it's around anymore or not. Hey, is this live? Yes, it's live. It's a live stream, or as live as a YouTube live stream can be. Yeah, the only one that came from eBay was Sailor Neptune. Sailor Uranus, that was Amazon. So I know that's another bad. I know a lot of Sailor Moon followers out there, the big ones and the small ones, they get all their Sailor Moon stuff from Amazon. They get all their Sailor Moon stuff from eBay. But we don't. You know? Drop like a dub, but keep it up. What are we talking about here? Yeah, I don't know. So, anyway, it is what it is. So I know I might not be the most beloved or the most liked as far as folks on the Sailor Moon followership goes. But it is what it is. You know? But I'm going to tell you the hardest Sailor Moon thing to get. And I don't care if you're looking for it on Amazon or eBay or whatever, is Sailor Saturn. That's the hardest. That's the hardest one to get. There are only so many of them are made. So at the end of the day, she's the hardest to get, no need. So what? Yes, that was JoJo, who died back around June. Pull this off here, it says. Yeah, well, you see them all over there. That's the whole gathering, at least what's out. Well, I also take it back because Luna and Artemis came from Game again, but that's about it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, Now my arm's starting to ache now, so I gotta shift over. I wish I could do that. I could, but probably won't be as good. So, you probably wonder if someone else is going to come on my... Oh, yeah, don't forget Ruvius and Tomo. They came from Amazon, too. So, yeah. Well, I've been gathering this stuff since 2008 YL. I've only been a Sailor Moon fan a Sailor Moon follower since 2008 YL. The same year I started gathering stuff. So a lot of this stuff you see is no longer being made anymore. And I'm not really a big follower of the new stuff. I know you got these dolls out here where you can put them together and shit. Well, that's going to be too hard for me, and they're all way too much. You know, they call them the dream dolls. Hey, put this together, set this and set that up. You know, but I don't know. Probably not. So let's see what I can do before I get done with this YouTube live stream. Um, yeah. No, I'm not really that tired. I feel like the yawns again. So anyway, it is what it is. So if I can get, well, I guess I gotta go. Someone else is gonna come on here, I guess. Yeah, and Queenling Serena. Yeah, was Amazon too. No, I do not. I don't have any of the film games, so I don't have any of the film games. Well, all right, Queen BERYL said. Now it's my shift to be on here. And this is a one of me that's the hardest one to get. And if I would have been like this back in the day, I probably wouldn't have been pushed over as much. I wouldn't have been beaten as much as I was. So, everyone always asks me, why do you hate Sailor Moon so? Well, there's always going to be that Sagan tale. There's always going to be an answer to that. And I guess it has to do with which offshoot of Sailor Moon you happen to be followed of. Now, and the Toei one, I had been taken over by Queen Metalia. But in the Deke one, and I guess you could also say same thing that I was just wanted to take over the world. Where in the PGSM one, it goes that I had fallen in love with Kingling Darien, but he was in love with Queenling Serena. So then I wanted to get even, but then it offshoots into then if you go to the Sailor Moon Hearst one, it's offshooted that same thing. I was in love with King and Darien. He was in love with Queenling Serena. So then I wanted her dead. So yeah. What are we talking about here? It goes, hey buddy, how is it going? And everything's going well. Thanks for asking. Now, I know Queen BERYL said that this is the only big one of myself. And this is the hardest one to get of me, everything else. Yeah, you can go on eBay if you want and get this big offshoot of me, but it's gonna worth you a lot. You know. But most folks out there usually end up getting the smaller Bandai one, which back at the end of the day, a lot of folks seem to have a belief. So that's why I hated Sailor Moon. That's why I hated uh, Queenling Serena, was I believed that she had taken Tuxedo Mask or taken Kingling Darien away from me, and I was in love with him. At least that was what it was said, and hers, and PGSM, and the Toei offshoot, and the Viz offshoot, and the Deke stuff. It was that, oh, I wanted to take over the world. Yeah. Well, after Queen Natalia got me underneath her run, she made me think that Zordon and Queen Serenity and Zordon were foes. Gotten me to brainwash everyone on Earth into believing that everybody on the moon were their foes too. And at least that's how the Deep One played out. So I had two offshoots of the Dark Kingdom. One offshoot I took was Jadeite and Nephlite, Zoisite, and Malachite. The other side I offshooted it with Goldar, Scorpina, Rita, and Zed. And I believe I want to take over the Earth. Queen Natalia brainwashed me into doing that. She made me believe that Zordon of Altor and Queen Serenity were evil, and also made everyone believe that Kingling Darien and Queenling Serena were evil too. But you see, it does. But I can, yeah, you can see how that worked out. You know, you're gonna probably say, well, how did it happen? Well, the first offshoot happened on Earth when me, along with my soon to be former husband Vile, with Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa, put the Zordon into a time warp. And then after that, we knew Kingling Darien was going back to the moon to help Queen Serenity and Queenling Serena. So we did the strike on the moon right after that, which offshooted into the Sailor Moon and the Power Rangers, or Strength Keepers, or Might Keepers, whatever you want to call them. Only if you think of it, you would say, if you're going by the deep work, that would mean the Sailor Moon stuff happened in between 95 YL. And the Power Ranger shit started in between 93 YL, so 1 or 2 years. But, whatever. So, then I came back, and this would have been in Sailor Moon and Talisman's Offshoot 2 in the books. And then I came back again last year, and I got healed by Queenling Serena, Sailor Moon. So all of that is done. You know? And I know there's going to be some folks out there going to be like, you can't offshoot those two together. You know? Well, I guess you can if you want to. So, what else I got to talk about? Yes, I know this big offshoot of myself came with my staff, but the staff got lost a long time ago. And it was Omen Boy, who gave me over as a gift back around June. And he either had the staff or he lost the staff. But at the end of the day, this is the big offshoot of me. And I know a lot of folks out there are going to be like, yeah, well, like, couldn't you, like, get some other staff to put in there? What? Like Lord Zed's T staff in the big Bandai offshoot one? Or Jafar staff? Yeah, but it wouldn't quite fit. You know, it's got the handles on it. So, that's pretty much all I want to go on to do this. So, I know that I thought I'd get a lot more big shift out than I was getting. I got 8 thumbs up, and I had 6 followers or 6 watchers. So I must be doing something right, you know. But I know that, oh, hey, you want to know when I came out? I'm not going to bullshit you folks. Not between 95 YL. Bandai. You know, Irwin Toy. Made in, I don't know, made in Makura or Matkinaz or Makurand or Makronos or Matkinaz or whatever, Makinaz, whatever the English word for that land is. China's a Latin borrowed word. So the English word would be whatever. I don't know. So, yeah. And you're probably wondering, where's the necklace I wear around my neck? Well, that's something that the Bandai did not, or something that Irwin did not make for the big ones. So at least not from me. I didn't get that one. You know, came with the smaller one. But I think this one was probably, you know, the more good of all of them. And yes, I did say that Master Vile or Teacher Vile was my former husband. That means, yes, Rita Repulsa is my daughter. So, yeah, hold that in there. What do you want? What do you want to know about? You want to ask me something, you can do it. You want to ask the Queen of the Dark Kingdom, or as Deke would have called it, the Negaverse, but the Negaverse is a French borrowed word. So what do you want to ask me? It's all right if you want to ask me. Go right ahead. What do you want to know? What are you want to know about? Yeah. I know, first off, I'm healed now. So I'm no longer going around getting strength from folks. I'm no longer after the overdone silver Hearst. So I no longer have anyone working from anymore like Jadeite, Nephlite, Zoisite, Milakite, Goldar, Scorpina, Rita, and Zed. So, but back in the day, I used to have folks like that, but I'm not like that anymore. I got healed. So I'm good now. But I wish I had a lot of friends. All right, one more little thing I'm going to say before I end this film. And some folks will say, well, Queen BERYL, Alan and Anne said they knew you in the first follow, the two Ford following at Sailor Moon. They're like, Queen BERYL was right about her. We can get a lot of strength here. I guess I may have known Ella and Anne. They may have talked. I don't know. If we did meet, I don't know. All right, so I did know them. We did have a talk. And I did tell them that Earth had a lot of strength, you know. But I don't know when we talked, you know. And that was never ever talked about again after that. Oh, yeah, I take that back. But that was about it. So, anyway, That's it. Hope y'all enjoy this YouTube live stream. I want to thank everyone that came on. You know, we got to go now. Thank for everybody who came on, though. I'll see you all later. Bye. Yeah, well, thank you too.